On the 14th of February 2005, while the rest of the world was celebrating Valentine's Day, three young men, Chad Hurley, Steve Chen, and Jawi Karim, all in their 20s, launched what has become the largest video sharing platform in the world, YouTube. Today, YouTube has changed the lives of millions of people around the world in unimaginable ways. Every day, over 2.5 billion people learn, entertain themselves, and most importantly, make their daily bread from this platform. In fact, YouTube has given a voice to the voiceless and has become a source of revenue for millions of people around the world, and Africa is not an exception. YouTube has given a voice to thousands of Africans to tell their own authentic stories and change the negative narrative about the continent of Africa.
Storytelling started in Africa.
So, if you're a creator and want to share yours,
come join us.
In 2010, I watched my very first video on YouTube. Though I can't remember the name of the song or the artist, I'm very sure it was a music video. At that time, I only knew music video, highlights of sporting events, and American news was allowed on the platform. It was not until 2012 that I actually watched a YouTube tutorial on how to start a blog. Learning something from YouTube for the very first time was very exciting, and as a result, I kept watching and watching and watching until one day, I stumbled on a YouTube video of someone who looked and talked like me. It was amazing. I couldn't believe someone who looked and talked like me with a thick accent could actually be on YouTube. I just didn't think Africans were eligible to be on the platform because prior to 2013, I only saw white people and sometimes African Americans. So it was quite a breath of fresh air to see someone who talked and looked like me telling a story I could totally relate to. And since then, I have watched hundreds and thousands of content from African creators, and this is what I have come to realize with regards to the YouTube space in Africa. African YouTubers are... Now let's start from the very beginning. Who is an African YouTuber? While I couldn't find the meaning of an African YouTuber on Google, I however found the meaning of a YouTuber. YouTuber, a person who uploads, produces or appears in videos on the video sharing website YouTube. So naturally, an African YouTuber is someone from an African descent who creates and uploads videos on YouTube. For the purpose of this video, we shall focus on content creators who has Africa as their primary residence. Simply put, content creators based in Africa. I decided to do a little research on the number of African YouTubers on the platform. While I couldn't find any concrete figures, I however stumbled on a site called Social Blade, which ranks channels and also gives an estimation of how much YouTubers earn. And going by this site and doing a little calculation, there are over 36 million YouTube channels in the world, with over 100 channels in Africa. Straight answer, everything. Wait a minute, let's confirm that. Best books on parenting. Wait, why are there no African creators ranking in search? Oh, I forgot. We don't really read books like that in Africa. Let's look for something else. iPhone 13 Pro Max review. Still no African channels at the top search. Okay, so let's search one more time. How to change a Facebook password. Wait, where are the Africans channels in this niche? Why am I only seeing Asian YouTubers? So what kind of content are African YouTubers actually creating? The thing is, going by YouTube search alone, you might actually think there are no African creators. But when you take a closer look, you realize there are tens and thousands of awesome creators scattered across the continent telling the African story. The big question is, why are their voices not being heard? Why are African creators not competing at the international level like their Western counterparts? To better understand why African YouTubers are not thriving at the international level, we will look at it from two angles. The problem with African YouTubers and the difficulties of being an African YouTuber. Now, let's begin with the difficulties of being an African YouTuber. As of 2022, only 13 of the 54 countries in Africa are eligible for the YouTube Partners Program. We all know YouTube revenue is one of the biggest motivation why people consistently upload videos on YouTube. So, if these countries are not part of the YouTube Partners Program, why should they bother? Why should people from this part of the world put in so much work and effort into something they know they are not going to benefit from? The few countries who are part of this program can barely make any money, not because they don't have the required views, but simply because they happen to be in countries with low purchasing power and as a result have extremely low CPM, which is the money paid for 1,000 views. The truth is, YouTube is a business. While they are out to change the world with online videos, they are actually out to make money and only roll with those who make them money. YouTube amplifies the voices of people and communities that bring them money. Africa is a poor continent with poor economics and ridiculously low purchasing power. As a result, YouTube does not see the need to amplify the voices from such communities because they don't bring them any money. And then there is poor internet connection, poor electricity supply, weak passports that can't take them anywhere, unavailability of resources, and poor infrastructures. To be more practical, this guy called Fisayo Fosudo is one of the biggest tech YouTubers in Africa, but he only has under 300,000 subscribers. Well, going by African standards, 300k subscribers is quite a lot. But vis-a-vis his Western counterparts from around the world, he is barely struggling, despite the fact that he puts in as much work and creativity in his videos. Do you know why? Because of lack and inaccessibility of resources. First, these tech items get to Africa several weeks after their release, and by the time they get to Africa, hundreds of videos about those products are already on YouTube. When he releases his own reviews, nobody really cares anymore. Secondly, he cannot just walk into a store in his country and find all the gadgets he needs to create his videos. He has to order online, and it takes several weeks before finally getting to him. Same with makeup products, cars, and even some financial services. This already puts a lot of African creators at a disadvantage. Okay, fine. It has been established that creators that do reviews in Africa are suffering the most. But what about those that don't do reviews? Why are they not crushing it at the international level? Why are they still struggling? After watching many African YouTubers, I have come to the conclusion that most African creators don't want to occupy space. They don't want to be daring, and they don't want to level up. In Cameroon, where I come from, there are about 100 YouTubers that I know of. At least 90% of them are daily vloggers. 90% of all the YouTubers I watch from Nigeria, Ghana, Kenya, South Africa, and Zambia, just to mention a few, are all daily vloggers. While I absolutely love watching these amazing creators, I feel like they are all doing the same things, which brings it down to the lack of creativity, lack of diversity, entitlement mentality, and blame culture. Yes, we have already established the problems a lot of African YouTubers face, but the problems we mentioned in this video does not stop creativity. Neither does it stop diversity, which is what a lot of African creators lack, and as a result, they are not competitive at the international level. The African story is not limited to vlogs, makeup tutorials, comedy, and pop culture commentaries. What about business, fitness, productivity, love, filmmaking, fashion, and design? Now, I don't know if this has to do with the quality of education in Africa, or African YouTubers are just outrightly lazy and don't want to do anything that will challenge them. As an African creator, you are unique. Leverage on your own unique qualities and build thereof. You can't be copying others and making mediocre content day after day and expect things to change for you. Don't expect people to clap for you for doing the bare minimum. Don't think because you are an African creator, therefore YouTube should highlight and celebrate you for being average. Things don't work that way. You have to be outstanding. You have to strive to be the best at whatever niche you decide to choose. Why do you want to be the best only in Africa? Why can't you strive to be the best in the world? Every year, a lot of African content creators complain of not being included in YouTube Rewind or invited to be keynote speakers at international YouTube events. Honestly, why should they? Take a look at the people on YouTube Rewind. They are the best in their various niches. So if you want to be part of such a project, strive for excellence, break out from the norm and stand out. Africa has a lot of potentials. The goal is to continue telling the African story in an authentic way and striving for excellence. Just like Netflix, YouTube is now paying close attention to Africa and is celebrating powerful African voices on the platform. They have programs like YouTube Black, seminars and workshops all across the continent of Africa. So to be the next YouTube star, you need to find your voice, raise your voice and occupy space. With the rise of more and more African creators on YouTube, it shows we are here. We are going to be heard and we are going to be seen. I want to take this opportunity to give a big shout out to all the awesome creators making the continent proud. We see you. Africa sees you. The world sees you. At the top of my head, I want to give a big shout out to Sisi Yemi, Dima Ume, Fisayo Fosudo, Tayo Aina, Wodemaya, Miss Trudy, the African Tigress, and Stephen Dukwe. Keep doing the good work and God bless you all.